Hey guys, today I want to share with you a short video I created for school. I'm going to film school learning how to make better videos and better movies. And for my project, I had to create a narrative video. I'm Jesse and you're watching Outside is Calling. So this video I'm going to share with you is essentially a narrative video, which just means that there's one or more people that are having a conversation. So we kind of skirted around having to have a script though, because with the script and having actors trying to act and act natural, it takes a lot of skill, and that's something that neither Jenny, my wife, nor I really have. And we can talk in front of the camera, but trying to act is a whole nother ball game. And so what we found is actually we found some talking points. For those of you that are new, we've actually we sold our house, we sold most things we owned, and we started traveling in a motorhome all over the world. Well, all over the country. Been to Mexico and all across the US. It's been pretty cool, pretty awesome things have come out of that. I got to work on the RV Nomads movie as the director of photography. We went to Mexico, we've been all over the Northwest and places in between. So it's been a cool experience, and we wanted to share a bit of that in this narrative video. So what are some of the challenges you have with this full-time RV stuff?
I feel like Tucker's doctor's visits are a pretty big challenge. Finding him pediatricians every few months, depending on where we go. That's not easy. And kids too. Finding him other kids to play with. Playgrounds and kids groups in each new place that we visit. That's frustrating.
Yeah, I know. Like, all of us live in a small area. As a full-time student, trying to get my work done is so difficult because I need a quiet place to get my work done, and we're all in here in this one little area, so it's not easy to find that. And then of course when we're traveling from A to B, right, oftentimes it'll be a 3 or 4 hour day typically. I'd prefer to drive longer, but we'd keep it 3 to 4 hours. But even that, sometimes Tucker's like, nope.
Yeah.
And like halfway to our destination, we're scrambling trying to find. You can't park an RV just anywhere.
Yep, that's true. And mail too. Not being able to get just regular mail on the road. Having to choose between a mail service, which someone you have no idea who they are looking through your mail, or family, trying to put that burden on them. Amazon Prime too. I miss Amazon Prime. Can't get stuff delivered every 2 days.
Yeah, I did too. One of the things that drives me crazy is our limited water supply.
Long showers.
If we stayed at RV parks all the time, it'd be no big deal.
Yeah.
But it's so much nicer. I guess that's kind of the challenge and the benefit. It's like, because we have our own water supply, though, we can go anywhere we want to.
Yeah, that's definitely a perk.
For a little while.
Yeah.
And being able to go anywhere with our water tank also allows us to have really cool career opportunities. So many cool job opportunities because we're not limited to that one place we called home.
Yeah. Well, and then we can all go together.
Yeah. So, right, like this summer, all of us were part of the RV Nomads movie production, and that was pretty cool.
That wouldn't have happened if Tucker and I weren't there. You would have just been the camera guy.
Yeah.
I think I definitely agree with you. Being able to travel and have our house everywhere is huge, right? We don't have to worry about finding hotels and the costs associated with that. I mean, for just a few weeks in a hotel, we couldn't be in here for months. And being in here, we have our bed, we have our own bath, we have all of Tucker's stuff, we have everything.
We got it all.
We're not, we're not just limited to one zip code. We have everything we want everywhere we go.
And so the video is pretty much just us talking about the full-time travel lifestyle, but I wanted to share a few things I did to make this kind of feel more natural. The first thing I did was, rather than having a script, we actually just had talking points. We had bullet points, and we had things we wanted to talk about. But that way, because it wasn't scripted, we weren't trying to regurgitate something that we had memorized and try to say it naturally. We just knew hey, we're going to talk about A, B, and C, and one at a time. So we talk about A, and then we had a natural dialogue. I feel that really helped this video with us non-actors seem okay, because it was just us having a conversation. The second thing I did is I used 2 cameras. So multicam editing is kind of new to me, but now that I've done it, for those of you that haven't, just do some searching on YouTube for multicam editing. And I will say, if you have Premiere or Final Cut or an editing program that allows you to edit multicam, it was a powerful tool, because essentially I would just, I'm using Final Cut here, and I would just tap 1 or 2 to choose camera 1 or camera 2. You can also choose which camera you want the audio from, and there's just a lot of flexibility with this. So having those 2 cameras, that was the second thing that really helped this video work out well, because they essentially were over the shoulder shots, over my shoulder looking at Jenny or over her shoulder looking at me. And that allowed the viewer to feel as if they were part of the story, which is what you often see in most movies and TV shows. It was different because most of our YouTube videos were just talking to the camera like this. And that's one of the big differences of YouTube versus TV or a movie. Very rarely do you see somebody on a TV show or in a movie talking directly to the camera, to the audience. I actually looked that up, and it's called breaking the fourth plane. I forget what it's called. I actually did some research about this a ways back, trying to decide if, when and how to talk to the camera. And it's actually an effective tool if it's used right. So for those of you that have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, that's an example of where he talks to the camera a lot.
You fake a stomach cramp, and when you're bent over, moaning and wailing, you lick your palms.
You look for it, you can see these little dots come into the upper right-hand corner of the screen.
In the industry, we call them cigarette burns.
Oh, by the way, my name is George Cuffs. I've known her for about 6 months.
My name is Wayne Campbell. I live in Aurora, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. Excellent.
My name is
Alfie.
Alfie.
What a pisser. Anyhow, so, thanks for coming. Thanks for taking the trip to LA with me.
What do you do when you get stuck on a movie line with a guy like this behind you?
How you ever got to teach a course in anything is totally amazing.
Boy, if life were only like this.
Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
Jay and Silent Bob movie? Who would pay to see that?
In this video, however, standard narrative, and we were not talking to the camera, and so we had to figure out ways around that. So again, as I mentioned, we had 2 cameras where each one was over our shoulder. With that though, I also shot the highest resolution available. This camera I have here is a Sony that shoots 4K, and the Olympus, which you can't see on my left side over here, was 1080. I was still able to crop in and not lose too much resolution with either one of those. And what you'll notice as you watch the film is that sometimes the camera will zoom in or out. And what I was doing with that is hiding the transitions. And so what it was is in post-production, as I'm editing, if there's certain parts and pieces I didn't want, I would cut those. But now you have either a jump cut or you have to change cameras. Otherwise, it'd be like me saying this, and then all of a sudden I'm over here doing this. And those cuts can really take the viewer away from the suspension of disbelief or out of the story. So I think the 3 biggest things I did here, as non-actors, we just had talking points, not scripts. We had 2 cameras, and then the third thing is that we use those cameras, and I would actually scale or zoom the image in or out to add an additional layer of editing. And so it turned out pretty good. I'm curious what you guys think, if you like it. And then we also had a good amount of B-roll, just extra video, to highlight and share some of the things we talk about. So it's short and sweet, and please let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Just enjoy yourself. That goes for you all, too. Yes.
You're not your khakis. You were the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.